Hello and welcome to Joy of Books with me, Miss Joy. Today's book is Carrie's War by Nina Bawden. This young adult fiction book was released in 1973 and contains 208 pages. Sharing his views in the book today is author and teacher TC.
Thank you very much, Miss Joy. Yeah, this is a book that I had been meaning to read for some time now, often on reading lists in secondary schools in the US and the UK. Many teachers talk of this book, as do their former pupils, so clearly it's a very popular read. Michael Morpurgo himself, I know, is a big fan of the book. I think he wrote the foreword for some versions of this particular book. So it comes across as very, very highly rated. Digging deeper, let's have a look at the characters. So it involves Carrie and Nick, these young children who are evacuated from London over to Wales, this rundown former mining town in Wales. So they were having trouble to find a family at that time. And it really came across as that kind of desperation, really, to wanting to be with the right family. They liken it to the idea of being the last picked for football or sports at school. So Carrie and Nick, they end up with this very strict Mr. Evans and the rather nice Auntie Lou at this dilapidated country house called Druid's Bottom. So it's a really nice, believable setting. And if you've read any of the books surrounding the war, World War II, you know, the evacuation, thousands of children had to leave their families in London and move out to the countryside. So there's the excitement of that move, and there's also, of course, the apprehension and probably fear as well, as shown by Nick's character, the young boy. Like I say, Mr. Evans, quite a strict character. He's actually estranged from his sister, who married an Englishman, and Mr. Evans actually blames that Englishman for the fact that his father was killed because he owned the mine, you see. You've got these other characters as well. So you've got Hepzibah Green, the housekeeper for the sister. But again, the jealousy of Mr. Evans really comes across in this story. You have this real issue of the children giving their views on the world. So we see it through Carrie's perspective, and she is trying to navigate this really difficult world without her parents around. The book is simply written, and that's obviously because we're shown the world through Carrie's eyes, this young teenage girl. And of course, in the modern world, we're fortunate enough to not live in a time of war. So maybe it is difficult to grasp really those kind of concepts. It talks about obviously the outbreak of war and the issues surrounding that. So there's a certain degree of innocence about this book. In fact, even when Carrie has her first kiss with the interestingly named Albert Sandwich on her birthday, even that's described in a very, very kind of innocent way. So really we have this interesting plot device with Carrie returning to this scene after many decades, and she has this kind of haunted feeling really about this place, all to do with the idea that she did something that she regrets, which was to throw this allegedly cursed skull into a horse pond. And when she left this place in Wales when she was a child, she looked back to see a house on fire, so she felt she'd done that. So I suppose we've all done something as a child that we regretted and kept with us into adulthood. And I think that's a really nice device that the author, Nina Bawden, manages to convey. Of course, we also have more adult aspects of the story. So when Mrs. Gotobed dies, that's the estranged sister, there's lots of dispute over the will, and we see that again through Carrie's eyes. So, as adult readers, we're looking at that thinking one thing, but the storyline tells us otherwise, which I really like that style of writing from Nina Bawden. So overall, this is generally an innocent tale. It's certainly not controversial in any way. I would definitely not put it on a par with Goodnight Mr. Tom, for example, which is kind of the go-to text for World War II evacuees, if you like. That is a lot more controversial when you think about some of the events and things that happen in that particular book. But Carrie's War is more of an innocent tale told through the eyes of this young girl, and I would certainly recommend this book.
Well, thank you very much for your review of the book, TC. Nina Bawden's book, Carrie's War, is available from all good book outlets. Thank you for joining me, and please remember to like and subscribe to Joy of Books.